mains. That one character in a fighting game or any game that features a roster full of selectable characters to choose from that just speaks to you. You play them and it's like riding a bike or breathing air or pee. The point is, it feels natural. So today, I'm going to be talking about the various mains I've had over the years and what makes them all special to me. Yeah, I know, Alpharad did a video on this already, but he isn't the only person on the planet Earth with the ability to enjoy characters for Pete's sake. So yes, I am now thrice as unoriginal. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Or the frog. I make it no secret on this channel that I like Greninja, and some might think that love comes mainly from the Pokemon side of things. And while that was true initially, I believe it was strengthened by Smash Brothers. Smash Bros is the place to get your first main, and this was no exception. I was already a Froakie fan when he was introduced initially, and then the final evolution was announced, and contrary to popular belief, I wasn't a fan. It just looked so different compared to the previous evolutions, but leave it to the Smash devs and Sakurai to make a character that seems like it wouldn't work on paper suddenly fits so well into a fighting game. I mean, just look at the way he schmoves and moves, and oh my god, you got me all like... Greninja is definitely one of those characters that a lot of people might not get behind initially, but I believe with enough time, anyone can play this guy. He's fast, he's technical, and likes to put on the pressure. I feel like when I play Greninja, no matter where I am on stage, I'll always be able to chase down my opponent, or at the very least, force them into specific situations via the use of Water Shuriken or Shadow Sneak. Couple that with his up air and the drag down version of it, and not too complicated for my monkey brain, but enough of a challenge where when I play this guy, I lock in. But that's my first ever main, and it wouldn't be my last. With Greninja, we now have a baseline for what I look for in a character, and every other main that follows suit should align pretty close to these traits. And then there's Iggy Koopa. To be honest, I don't think I can give you a straight answer as to why I main him in Mario Kart. Hell, I don't even think he could give you a straight answer. Sure, he's only really playable in like 2 games, but for the 2 games he's playable in, I feel like I always have a good time. Basically, in Mario Kart, there isn't really a way to main a character. More so, the thing you are really maining is the kart combination you choose before a race. But man, I don't care. I ain't going on the racetrack unless I see my boy laugh at someone's misfortune when they get hit by an empty skid of potassium. But with that, we now have 2 character mains. Are you guys seeing a pattern yet? The joke is there isn't one. Let's go back to fighting games. Specifically, multiverses. When I initially started playing during 2022, I mained Batman. And I mean, who doesn't like Batman? Kind of the same reasons for liking Greninja. He's technical but fast and is able to perform a lot of combos and keep the pressure on the opponent and even do some sick ladder shenanigans. Though fans of the channel would know, that didn't last long when a certain masked killer joined the fray. He's Batman if he was big! He teleports around the stage, he has this uppercut slash that is just oh so satisfying to pull up and kill at the top of the stage. He also has a mechanic that takes a bit of his health to give him a temporary super armor buff so you can perform a smash attack without being interrupted. And if successfully pulled off, will do even more damage. It is definitely less technical than Batman, and it substitutes that for raw strength and maybe a hint of speed, but somehow I'm a fan of it. I mean, you can literally put someone in a sleeping bag and whack them around. Jason deniers, tell me why this isn't cool. Okay, but using an axe and a knife is cool, but have you ever considered bringing a gun to a knife fight? Doesn't end well. Call this a cop-out, but I believe a main can also extend to the very equipment you use in a multiplayer game, and I feel this is brilliantly showcased in Splatoon. You guys ever wonder why I have Cyan_Dual as my Twitter @? Yeah, you could thank the Dapple Dualies for that. I was already sold on the idea on the basic dualie weapons when I saw them in the presentation trailer. The ability to simply press a button and angle yourself in a direction to get out of harm's way or get closer to an enemy added some much needed movement from Splatoon that was just unheard of at the time. And like with Greninja and Jason, it adds pressure and forces the opponent to adapt to the quick movement option. So take that, make a faster version of that, and boom, you get Dapple Dualies. Sure, they don't have as much range as regular dualies, but what they make up in range, they get faster fire rate and dodge rolls, and suddenly you're zooming around the map. I cannot tell you the absolute rampages I've gone on with this thing, to the point where I straight up turned Splatoon into Call of Duty. Despite them not being a meta pick, I feel like I play them in a way that works for me and is still able to contribute to the team, even if that means I have to sweat a bit to make them work. But who's to say you have to sweat in a game to enjoy a main? I mean, I find myself happiest when I'm playing as my favorite singer and watching her tear down hordes of enemies. Warriors games to some are really boring and repetitive, but to me, It's therapy. Warriors games usually have your favorite franchise partaking in some wacky plot to save the day. All the while, you play as a bunch of characters from that franchise and proceed to rack up the largest body count known to man. Fire Emblem Warriors is no exception, but what makes it different compared to the rest is that it has Azura from Fire Emblem Fates for $8.99. I make it no secret on this channel that I like Azura. I mean, the outfit my Greninja guy wears is literally based on hers, so needless to say, I was going to enjoy how she played. But that all aside, I actually do really enjoy her gameplay. She attacks with her lance and mixes it with water and singing, which lets her bring the boys to the yard. They're like it's better than yard. Her main goal is AoE, or Area of Effect Attacks. She can create tidal waves, whirlpools, whatever the fuck this is. She pulls them in and pushes them away, which is funnily enough kind of indicative of her character and her not wanting to get close to people due to her past trauma. But I'm getting off track. While I am trying to be a bit diverse in the mains that I am discussing, I do want to give a shout out to Mipha from Age of Calamity, where she plays somewhat the same but with more aerial attacks and healing. Oh, I love my water fictional characters. Speaking of, let's talk about Genshin Impact. Whoa, hey, I know, hey, there's some good things to talk about, I swear. Holy shit! You might know her as the water girl who can dance, but I know her as the water girl who dances and generates hydrogen bombs. So in Genshin, you can't really main anyone per se. Rather, you run a team of up to 4 characters who rely on each other's kits to win a battle. For a quick backstory, when I first started this game, this ginger boy right here by the name of Tartaglia was my main. Well, I mean, he is still my main, but, well, you guys know how gacha games are. But that's where Nilou comes in. You see, she has this passive where if you have a team full of characters of only the Hydro and Dendro elements, then each Dendro particle generated by the Hydro and Dendro reaction will create a fucking nuke. Basically, you put 2 ingredients together and they create something beautiful. But then Nilou comes in with the special sauce and suddenly that food that was like a 3-star restaurant quality is now 6-star quality. I cannot believe I just explained a character's playstyle using food. What I'm trying to say is, if not for Nilou, I probably would have hated playing this game. Oh, and I guess the 2 Dendro units on my team as well get a shout out for even causing the reaction in the first place, so good job you 3. Back to fighting games though, I really don't play a lot of them, and the ones I have played are mainly platform fighters. I dabble with traditional fighting games here and there, but there was one game I decided to lock in with.
Alright, you ready?
When I say I'm a Luke main, keep in mind it's less so because I'm actually good with him, and more so because he's funny. Beast mode, baby! I usually don't main the mascot or the easy to pick up characters, but Luke somehow broke that chain. By him being the mascot character, it actually allowed me to get into the series a lot more comfortably than I would have otherwise if I started with someone like Elastaboy over here. But if we're talking about true comfort, then we gotta talk about a weapon I love from a show that I haven't even watched yet.
Dude, fuck the ODM. That shit is fucking ass.
ODM gear in Fortnite is probably one of the best fusions of attacking power and mobility I have ever seen in this entire game. Yes, I know Kinetic Blade was in the same season, but 2 legends can coexist. It does exactly what you think it does if you've seen the show, but actually being able to do it like they do in the show makes you really feel like an Attack on Titan character. Combined with the slow motion effect the game gives you so you can line up your attacks so you can barrel into the enemy at blinding speeds while still maintaining momentum, and God, describing it just doesn't do it justice. I hate saying it all the time, but it really is a you had to be there moment. There's also other collab items that are also really well adapted into Fortnite, like Iron Man's boots or Deku's smash. But for me, I just love the ODM gear, man. And it's just insane to me that it hasn't been brought back into this game at all in any form. And those have been my mains over the years. Well, yeah, sure, I kind of stretched the definition of main for the sake of this video. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. At the end of the day, I don't care. What matters is you have fun. And I had fun playing these characters. Be sure to comment below what your guys' mains have been over the years. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.